Looking for a half-ton towable couples camper, this might be one that you want to get on your radar right here, especially if you're a first-time RVer, because one of the cool things about the Wayfinder Go Play 22 MLS behind us here is that it was really refined based on experienced RVer input. We did a lot of polling, we asked a lot of questions, people who have actually already had RVs. What does it do that you like? What doesn't it do that you wish it did? And we took all that feedback and applied everything that we could right here. So fitting nicely within the half-ton towable range of things. You don't necessarily need to get a huge, giant $90,000 pickup truck just to go camping. Your daily driver might be well suited for this, even some larger class SUVs. It focuses very nicely on the patio side experience. And that's a thing that a lot of RVs don't do very well. There's a lot of RVs out there with big slides, but almost no window coverage and a lot of things in the way over here on the awning side of this RV. This one, we really focused on all the window coverage we could, big awning areas, and just a general simple ease and comfort. You're going to find that we have completely refined and redefined our bedroom arrangements on these Go Play RVs to be something that has all sorts of smarter storage solutions. And it also, despite its modest size, has a light, bright, big open feel with very contemporary modern colors, a taller ceiling, but also some smarter features like a heated belly, a more powerful air conditioner, battery tending solar package, and a whole lot more. I think the more you check out one of these, the more you'll see what's in it for you. So once you get to your campsite and you're all set up, over here on the camping side of the RV, we've tried to include the really big hitter detail features that you're really going to want to use every day. Now, one of the things that we did here, up inside your pass-through compartment, we have started including a picnic table that you can use with your camper. You technically could use it inside or outside, but one of the things is some places don't have a dedicated picnic table for you when you get there. And sometimes the public picnic table, it's kind of gross for a lot of reasons I don't want to describe on camera here today, but just trust me, as someone who's an active RVer myself, I've seen things that I wouldn't want someone else to have to endure. So that's why we are actually just including for you a dedicated weatherproof picnic table here. So if you leave this thing outside and the rain starts coming out, no big deal. It's just plastic and metal, nothing to worry about. It's not like wood that's going to rot out from under you. But you might notice as well, the campside window coverage on this. One of the cool things about this here is how when you're inside the RV, you still get to check out everything that's happening here. And maybe somebody's setting up the picnic while somebody's doing some cooking or some prep work inside. There's still that communication and eye contact that you can have, because camping is about people and making connections and making those memories, you know. One of the other things that this model really does very well is the awning coverage. We just want to be able to give you as much of a comfortable camping experience as we really possibly could here. We have the awning start all the way at the back, and it goes all the way up and just threads the needle between the bedroom window and that baggage door right there. And it clearly covers the entry door. One of the best things about that is if it is a little bit of a light rainy day and you're just going a little bit stir crazy, you need to get up and stretch your legs, you can kind of still enjoy your outdoor patio space to really maximize how much of your campsite you get to enjoy even on those weather days. And we also paid a little bit of attention to coming and going on here. We're not necessarily the only RV brand that has done any of this, but these are things you're going to use and manipulate every day, and we wanted it to be a better experience. So first of all, we included a friction hinge anti-slam door on this, so even if there's a big heavy wind, it doesn't go slamming against the side of the RV. We also did include a little bit larger door handle standard on here. A lot of people don't realize if that's not already there from the factory, they're kind of sometimes tricky to add aftermarket. So we didn't want you to have to run into a situation where you had to drill holes through the side of your RV. We just wanted it done, and now it's covered right under your factory warranty, so you have that peace of mind. And for easy coming and going, the larger stable steps right here with the extra large top plank, it just gives you more footing, a little bit more safety, easier come and go. And if you drop something, you don't have to go climbing under the RV to get it, because the steps will catch it. Now, the 22 MLS model has one really handy feature that, once again, first-timers don't even know to really look for all the time, and that's a single consolidated sewer hookup, so you don't have to move a sewer hose between two connections. It's just one less thing you got to do when you're camping, because you're supposed to be relaxing and having fun. Another thing that you often don't see, because people don't tend to get under campers when they're looking for them, is the underbelly. It is enclosed, but one step further, it's not just enclosed, it is forced air heated to give you a little bit better extended season efficiency and capability. And on a lot of trailers like this, you're lucky to get an enclosed enclosure, very few of them are actually forced air heated. That's not a feature exclusive to Go Plays, but that is far less common. Now, water heaters here, there's a couple different varieties. We have stuck with a very tried and true traditional gas and electric water heater. So if you are park camping, you can leave it on the electric side and not have to burn up a lot of your propane. But if you are boondocking, it does give you the ability to keep your hot water going even when you're untethered from park hookups. It's also a fast recharge model, and that means you can use both sides of the water heater at one point, and as a result, it allows you to get nearly 18 gallons of hot water per hour right out of this unit. As we go through, the taillights, you might notice, have this little white element on here. It doesn't look like much, and it's not something that really translates well to camera, but this is a reverse travel element. Kind of like in your vehicle, when you shift into reverse, you get all those big bright lights helping you see in your backup camera. This will kind of do the same thing. And this RV, coincidentally, is prepped and ready for a backup camera at the top of the RV back here, where you'll also see the ladder prep because these do have walkable roofs. Now, the enclosed docking station right here, you can see it actually does come with a little attachment for your local sprayer hose and everything, but this is hot and cold. So it has, you know, both the outside shower as well as this is where you'd put like your cable TV, your water hookups, all centralized in one location. And this might sound like a silly thing, but actually having a standard spare tire, it's incredible how many RVs don't come with a spare tire at these dollars and cents. One last thing while we're back here, the 22 MLS Go Play does include a gas grill quick connect by the rear bumper area. If you want to bring your own grill or griddle, she's set to do it. And this is one of the reasons this is one of my personal favorite couples camping floor plans, because right away when you step in the door, you take a look, the open spaciousness of this RV, considering no larger than it is what I'm going to call a small to medium size kind of camper. It looks and it feels so large and comfortable. Now, the very contemporary modern color palette that we have going in here with the light tones also really helps organically open up the space. But the 6'9" ceiling is one of the things that as a taller person, I've always really liked, because it's 3 inches taller than industry standard, and it just really feels so open and airy by comparison. Now, something else that's really helping us there is how we have these cross breeze windows giving us fantastic airflow, but also amazing views and visibility. Now, one of the things I've always really liked about this floor plan is it's about as small and short and easy towing as you can make a travel trailer that has a dedicated bed space and a sofa and a dinette, instead of needing to sacrifice something or revert to a Murphy bed where things kind of overlap with one another. Everything is set, everything is simple, everything is just there. And that's camping. It's supposed to be easy. And on that note, we've actually outfitted the theater love seat right here with power recliners. And one of the best parts about that is it just really takes that pressure off your legs exactly where you want it. Plus, we have the little swivel stands here if you want to pop them in the cup holders, but nothing says you have to. There are also a set of USB plugs down here in the switch to keep your phones charged up. And this sofa will put you directly across from the entertainment center. Now, you might notice from the factory these don't include a TV, but that's an easy thing to pop in, and if that's all you need, give us a call and I'm sure we can figure something out. But the dining experience in the 22 MLS is actually one of the things that I like most about it, because while you're here, you're just really face to face with the people that you're camping with, the people you're making the most memories with, but you're still right here overlooking your campsite, getting a look at the views of your destination. You left home to get here, you get to experience more of it this way. We also did go with a little bit of a free-floating table, which if you're a little bit bigger like me, you can kind of cheat the table over a touch toward your smaller kid and wife. But you could slide it over in front of the sofa to have like a little coffee table arrangement. You could even take it outside and potentially have a double picnic table arrangement, because we also include an outdoor picnic table for you. Now, the kitchen in this camper, I think, is actually one of the features that a lot of people don't realize how good it is, because it kind of looks like it's just sort of a small afterthought thrown into the corner here, but it's actually a really effective, really efficient design, because a lot of the kitchen is actually included in what you don't overtly initially realize is a big super slide on the RV. There's a lot of storage, a lot of stuff here. Your biggest appliances in the camper are built into the slide out, and they get off the floor plan and they just open up the space a great deal. This is also one of the areas where the lighter woodwork and the taller ceiling helps you feel not so claustrophobic back here. But one of the best, most unsung qualities of a trailer with a wood-studded skeleton as compared to a laminated aluminum framed wall is that it allows us to put power outlets right down at the countertop level, right where they make the most sense. Now from there, you can see how we have what we call a fully featured kitchen, where we have a microwave, a traditional stove, propane oven, and a larger 10 cubic foot 12 volt compressor fridge. Some brands have started trying to omit one or some of those or scale them down, and this gives you a fully featured kitchen without all the extra like laminated dollars and cents. This actually has more appliances in it than some of the more expensive laminated RVs on the marketplace today. Our cabinet doors are all hardwood framed out. We do have pocket screwed lumber core cabinetry, and you'll see as we open things up, you are not short on kitchen storage in this camper right here. There's all kinds of big cabinet spaces, lots of drawer space, so whether it's silverware, spatulas, tongs, pots, pans, you have plenty of room to put everything in here. And when it comes to cleanup time in the rear corner, the big farm sink, we've actually started including the covers on now based on consumer input, where you have the cutting board side and the dish drying rack side. So whether it's meal prepping, cleanup, daily use, function, maximum counter space, this little kitchen really does it all. Now up front in the 22 MLS, we have our open concept bedroom, which is one of the things that makes the RV look and feel nice and big. But if you do want a little bit of privacy at night, we do include a privacy curtain that you can pull across here, and it will basically separate you from anybody walking in or out of the door. So you know, you don't have to make eye contact with someone coming and going. Little details too that we've added, we found being very, very handy. We have added all over this camper in a lot of different zones, these handy extra little hooks. Whether you're going to use them to hang a jacket or a dog leash or a fly swatter or anything like that, maybe just hang a hat by the door. We've got a couple on each side of the bed. We'll find a couple more in the bathroom when we get there. Now up top here, it is kind of an open pocket. It does have a little bit of a lip to keep things in here, and a lot of RVs do that. And what you could usually do in a situation like that is go to, like, you know, Target or Amazon and get a couple baskets that you could keep stuff up. But we didn't want you to have to go get a bunch of stuff to use the RV. So we actually just include the totes for you. And if you want to exchange them and put something else in there, you totally could. But we thought it'd be nice if we just got you started. Now in terms of storage in the bedroom, obviously we've got the totes up top. You have your normal hanging wardrobe towers on either side. But this 60 by 80 queen bed, which it's a residential normal size queen bed right here. So if you want to get a replacement mattress or something like that, or sheets, it's very simple and easy to do here. It's also very easy lift. But where do you put yesterday's clothes now that it's today? Well, it's simple, but we include just a little collapsible laundry basket for you. And if you don't really need that there, if you don't want it, if you want to come up with a different way of doing things, it's simple, it's lightweight, you can move it around. You could toss it in the front pass-through compartment when you're camping, potentially just whatever you feel like doing. But under the bed, when you lift them, you're used to normally finding storage. Well, we included that, but we came up with a little different way for you to do this. We actually include a couple dresser drawers that open out the side of the RV on both sides of the trailer. So this gives each person their own individual personal space, personal storage drawers, and you don't have to lift the bed to get to everything. So now you have closets and dresser space instead of closets and then some weird trunk under your bed that sometimes can be hard to get in. Now catching me in one of my finest moments, obviously, but the bathroom of this, despite being kind of a little tighter, more compact rear corner bathroom, is actually very functional, even if you're a little bit bigger American-sized individual like myself. It's a little tight, but we have just enough arm room, just enough leg room here to do what you need to do in the space. But what I like here is all of the extra counter space that you get in the 22 MLS model. Whether it's the kitchen or the bathroom, I've never heard a customer ever complain about extra counter space. So having all this here is handy. And there is actually a large open pocket down below. So whether it's extra towels or toiletries, extra toilet paper perhaps, you have all that stuff right here and you don't have to go traipsing through the camper to get it. But one of the things that I really like here, if you noticed when we were looking at the kitchen pantry didn't actually go all the way to the wall. We repurposed some of that space here in the bathroom to give you spaces, again, for towels, for toiletries, and it's an enclosed storage space, so these things don't go tumbling on the ground every time you go rolling down the road. Now, I'm a little bit over 6 foot tall and I'm wearing some real thick-soled shoes. Normally I wouldn't wear shoes in the shower. That's just me. Maybe you do. I'm not judging. That's okay. But the little bit taller ceiling clearance that we have in our Go Plays, having 6'9" from floor to ceiling, means when you step up in the shower, even when you're a little bit taller than the average bear like me, even if for some reason you're still wearing shoes, I'm still not forced to put my head up in the skylight. Now in this series, you might notice it's kind of a combination vent fan and skylight, but we wanted to make sure that you always had that extra headroom, the extra light, and the airflow that you really want and really need in a bathroom space. But what's a problem with so many campers is once you get out of the shower, you get yourself dried off, what do you do with your towel? Well, remember I said we have a bunch of these hooks all over the camper? That's what I mean. It's simple, it's not flashy, it's not fancy, but it's useful and it's effective, and it's the kind of thing a lot of RV manufacturers just always find a way to nickel and dime and omit from a camper, but we know you're gonna need a spot to put your towel every day you go camping. And again, it sounds like such a little thing, but actually having not just a mirror on the wall, but a real medicine cabinet to keep things, and frankly, a pretty deep one right here, is really, really useful. And then down below the sink, this is another area that a lot of campers tend to get neglected or forgotten, but this open cavity, while not super deep, it's just big enough to keep a wastebasket in the bathroom, and that is so handy. Now, in terms of keeping you comfortable, this isn't some magic 4 seasons camp or anything like that, but it's got a pretty fair extended season package, and here's what I mean by that. Starting up at the roofline here, we have a 15,000 BTU Coleman Mach air unit, and it is centralized. Now, all of those words really matter because being centralized means you get even cooling throughout the RV, including that private bathroom. A lot of times when you're in a mostly one cabin camper like this, not every RV will be centralized, and sometimes that reflects a couple extra dollars or cents or a couple less dollars or cents on the price tag, but this is a feature that you might regret not having, but you're never going to regret actually having it up there. If you do really want to just force all the cold air directly into your living cavity because it's a really hot day, pull all your window shades down, open these fins right up, and it drops about 70% of all your air conditioning just in this main cavity. And being a 15,000 BTU air conditioner versus a more standard 13,500, 1,500 BTUs, it doesn't sound like a big deal, but it is an extra 50% effective power. It will get the interior temperature of your camper 30 degrees cooler at best, as compared to 20 degrees cooler at best. And that's a difference you can literally feel. But for heating systems, you might notice anywhere that we can, we try not to put floor ducted heat vents in the Go Play series. Some models do have them here and there for various reasons, but this is not one of them. So it's easy cleaning. It's very pet friendly. You'll see that we found ways to put the heat vents in kind of out of the way locations. And then below the floor, this actually does have an enclosed and forced air heated belly, and it's the heating aspect of the underbelly on this camper that puts it into a very rare category of wood frame trailers.